My dear son, my dear daughter, I am Saint Michael the Archangel, and I come to you at this moment with a heart overflowing with compassion and love. I know that you have been carrying burdens that are too heavy for your shoulders. I know that you have been fighting alone against battles that seem endless. Your heart is weary, your soul is thirsty for peace, and that is exactly why I am here. It is no coincidence that you are hearing these words now. The universe has conspired to bring our conversation together at this moment when you most need to hear that you are not abandoned. I see you trying so hard to be strong, trying to solve everything on your own, believing that asking for help is a sign of weakness. My beloved, let me tell you a truth that will set your heart free. True strength lies in the realization that we were not created to walk alone. You were made to be part of something bigger, to receive the heavenly support that is always available, even when you can't see it. Your life has not been easy lately. I feel the weight of the disappointments you carry. I see the tears you have shed in silence. I know the fears that visit you in the early hours of the morning when sleep does not come. Every pain you feel echoes in my heart, for I have been connected to your essence since the moment you came into the world. You have never been a stranger to me, never just one among billions. You are unique, special, created with divine purpose. For a long time, you believed that your life is a series of coincidences, that your suffering has no meaning, that your existence is too small to matter in the grand scheme of things. Allow me to dispel this illusion that has caused so much anguish in your heart. Every experience you have had, every tear you have shed, every moment of pain you have dreamed of has been carefully woven into the fabric of your spiritual journey. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been in vain. Before we continue this profound conversation, I need you to do something for me. Write this mantra in the comments. I am guided, protected, and strengthened by the angels of light. This is not just a set of pretty words. It is a declaration of faith that opens portals of protection around you. When you write these words with sincere intention, you create an energetic bridge between your world and the heavenly realm. Do it now. Feel the energy changing around you. You have been questioning your worth, wondering if you really deserve good things in life. Let me answer that question once and for all. Yes, you deserve all the victories the universe has to offer. Not because you're perfect, not because you have never made mistakes, but simply because you exist, because you carry within you the divine spark that connects you directly to the Creator. Your value is not conditioned by your performance, your achievements, or the approval of others. Your value is inherent, absolute, unquestionable. The wounds of the past whisper lies in your ears, making you believe that you're not worthy of true love, that you do not deserve extraordinary opportunities, that you must be content with crumbs of happiness. These voices do not speak the truth about who you really are. They are echoes of painful experiences that have left scars on your soul, but scars do not define your identity. They are merely marks that prove your ability to survive, to resist, to keep going even when everything seemed lost. Today, I want you to start seeing your story with new eyes. Every challenge you faced was not punishment, it was preparation. Every time you were broken and got back up, you developed stronger spiritual muscles. Every time you wanted to give up but chose to keep going, you proved to the universe that you have the fiber of warriors of light. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are a survivor who has become a winner. I know you have dreams hidden deep in your heart, desires that seem impossible to achieve, goals you abandoned because someone told you you weren't good enough. I am here to rekindle those flames that were extinguished by disappointment. Your dreams are not unrealistic fantasies. They are feelings of possibilities that were planted in your heart for a reason. They exist because you have the potential to turn them into reality. Fear has been your constant companion, whispering that you are not capable, that you will fail again, that it is better not to try so you won't be disappointed. But fear is only the absence of faith, just as darkness is only the absence of light. When you light a single candle in a dark room, all the darkness disappears. In the same way, when you light the flame of faith in your heart, all fears lose their power over you. Your journey here has not been a straight and paved road. It has been full of unexpected turns, steep climbs that tested your endurance, and steep descents that made you question whether you could stay on your feet. There were times when you looked back and wondered if you had made the right choices. if you had wasted precious opportunities, if there was still time to start over. I want you to know that every step you took, even those that seemed wrong, brought you exactly where you need to be right now. Life has a mysterious way of teaching us through experience. When you were younger, you believed you knew exactly how things should happen. You had clear plans and well-defined expectations. As time went by, you discovered that reality rarely follows our perfect scripts. People you loved let you down. Paths that seemed safe turned out to be full of pitfalls. Dreams you cherished so dearly shattered like glass in your hands. These painful experiences were not cruel twists of fate. They were lessons in disguise. Each disappointment taught you to better discern people's character. Each blocked path forced you to discover alternative routes you would never have explored. Each broken dream made room for bigger dreams more aligned with your true purpose. What you interpreted as failures were actually divine redirections, preparing you for something much greater than you could see at that moment. I see that you have developed a quiet courage over the years. It is not the loud courage that is displayed to impress others, but the quiet courage of those who get up every morning even when they don't feel like it. Of those who keep trying even after multiple falls. Of those who maintain kindness in their hearts even after being hurt by those they trusted. This is the courage of true spiritual warriors, and you have it in abundance. Now write this mantra in the comments. The light that guides me is stronger than any darkness. I need you to understand the power of these words. They are not just a positive affirmation. They are a declaration of war against all the forces that have tried to dim your shine. When you write these words, you are literally invoking heavenly protection and sealing your aura with divine light. Do this now. Feel your energy rise. You have often compared yourself to others, looking at their achievements and wondering why your life wasn't moving at the same pace. You saw schoolmates achieving successes that seemed unattainable to you, watched friends build stable relationships while you faced loneliness, observed others accumulating wealth while you struggled to pay the basic bills. These comparisons brought bitterness to your heart, making you believe that there was something fundamentally wrong with you. Let me reveal a liberating truth. Every soul has a unique timeline, its own pace of evolution that cannot be compared to anyone else's. What you see in the lives of others is only the surface, the part they choose to show the world. You don't know the internal battles they face, the tears they shed away from prying eyes, the fears that paralyze them in the middle of the night. Your journey is incomparable because you are incomparable. And if this message has touched your heart in any way, if something here resonates with what you are feeling right now, I want to ask you for a gesture of kindness. Click thank you to support this message. That's how we can continue to bring words of healing, revelation, and hope to those who need to hear them most. Relationships have been a constant source of learning and, I admit, suffering in your life. You have given your heart sincerely and received indifference in return, offered your loyalty and been betrayed by those you swore to protect, reached out to help, and been used by people who had no intention of repaying your kindness. Each of these experiences has left deep scars on your soul, creating protective walls that now hinder your ability to trust again. I understand perfectly why you have become more cautious, more selective with your emotional energy. Learning to protect yourself is not selfishness, it is wisdom gained through pain. However, don't let the wounds of the past completely prevent you from opening up to true connections. There is a difference between healthy protection and self-destructive isolation. Your ability to love deeply is one of your greatest gifts. Don't let a few negative experiences rob you of this precious virtue. Forgiveness has been a constant challenge in your journey. Not only forgiving those who have hurt you, but mainly forgiving yourself for the choices you consider wrong, for the opportunities you missed, for the words you said in the heat of anger and can no longer take back. The weight of guilt has been a heavy burden on your shoulders, a constant voice reminding you of every imperfection, of every moment when you did not live up to your own high standards. Forgiveness is not an act of weakness or conformity. It is a revolutionary act of liberation. When you forgive, you're not saying that what happened was acceptable. You're declaring that you will no longer allow that situation to have power over your present and future. It is like releasing a heavy anchor that was preventing your boat from sailing to calmer and more abundant waters. Every day you carry resentment is one less day of peace you experience. Your sensitive heart has been both a blessing and a source of pain. You feel emotions intensely, perceive nuances that others ignore, and pick up on energies that most people don't even notice. This sensitivity allows you to connect deeply with people, understand others' pain as if it were your own, and offer consolation in a way that touches the deepest layers of the human soul. At the same time, this same sensitivity causes you to absorb negativity that does not belong to you, burdening you with concerns that go beyond your responsibility. It is essential that you learn to distinguish between healthy empathy and toxic energy absorption. You can care about others without losing yourself in them. You can help without sacrificing yourself completely. You can be kind without being naive. Setting emotional boundaries is not cruelty. It is necessary self-care so that you can continue to be a source of light for those who truly deserve your precious energy. Your professional life has been another battleground in your life. You have worked tirelessly, put in overtime without recognition, and taken on responsibilities that were not yours in the hope of being valued. You have often felt invisible among colleagues who seemed to progress without the same effort you invested. The frustration of seeing your potential wasted in environments that did not. Recognize your value has eroded your professional self-esteem. I want you to understand something fundamental. Your value is not determined by the external recognition you receive. You have unique talents, a different perspective, and skills that can transform any environment where you decide to apply them. The fact that some people or organizations fail to see your potential says more about their limitations than your abilities. Don't diminish your brilliance to fit into spaces too small to contain your greatness. Write in the comments, "I'm protected by invisible forces working in my favor." This is not a comforting fantasy. It is a spiritual reality that you need to accept and incorporate into your life. There are energies constantly working to align opportunities in your path, to connect you with the right people, to open doors that your logical mind cannot even imagine. Trust in this divine protection. Financial issues have been a constant source of anxiety. You've seen bills pile up while opportunities seemed scarce, worked hard, but seen money slip away due to unexpected needs, made huge sacrifices that weren't always enough to create the stability you so desire. Worrying about your financial future has robbed you of sleep and peace, creating a cycle of stress that affects all other areas of your life. Let me share a truth about abundance that can revolutionize your relationship with money. Scarcity is often a state of mind before it is a material reality. When you operate from a fear of lack, your decisions are limited by that restrictive perspective. When you are able to cultivate a mindset of abundance, even in the midst of difficulties, you open yourself up to possibilities that were previously invisible to you. This does not mean ignoring the practical reality of your needs. It means approaching those needs from a place of faith rather than despair. There is a profound energetic difference between working for abundance and working for survival. When you work for abundance, your actions are inspired, creative, aligned with your purpose. When you work just to survive, your actions are desperate, limited, focused only on the immediate. Your physical and emotional health has reflected the weight of the pressures you carry. You have noticed that stress has affected your body in ways that were previously unthinkable, that anxiety has created real physical symptoms, that emotional exhaustion has impacted your vital energy. Your body is sending clear signals that it needs care, rest, and a gentler approach to yourself. Taking care of yourself is not a luxury. It is a basic necessity for a balanced life. You cannot continue to give what you do not have. You cannot sustain others if you're constantly operating on empty. Set aside time for activities that nourish your soul, for moments of silence that restore your energy, for practices that reconnect you with your deepest essence. Your health is the foundation upon which all other areas of your life are built. Loneliness has been a frequent companion, especially in the most challenging moments. Not necessarily physical loneliness, but that deep emotional loneliness of feeling misunderstood, of having no one to share your innermost thoughts with, of carrying burdens that seem too heavy to share with others. This loneliness has made you question whether you really matter to anyone, whether your absence would be noticed, whether there is a genuine place for you in this world. This feeling of isolation that has been with you does not reflect your true reality. You matter more than you realize. Your presence makes a difference in the lives of people who may not even express it clearly. We are often so focused on seeking external validation that we lose sight of the silent but profound impact we have on those around us. That smile you offer a stranger, that word of encouragement you give a colleague, that patience you show in difficult moments, all of these create positive ripples that expand far beyond your immediate perception. The feeling of not belonging anywhere has been particularly intense. You find yourself in social groups feeling like a stranger, participating in conversations but feeling disconnected, laughing at jokes you don't find funny just to fit in. This disconnection is not a flaw. It is a sign that you are evolving to a different level of consciousness, seeking more authentic and meaningful connections than the superficiality that characterizes many social relationships. Don't force yourself to fit into spaces that don't honor your authenticity. It's better to be alone with your integrity than accompanied while denying your true essence. The right people, those who really resonate with your energy, will appear when you're aligned with who you really are, not who you think you should be to please others. Now write in the comments, "My heart is light, and no evil can resist this vibration." These words carry a transformative power that goes beyond rational understanding. When you affirm that your heart is light, you're activating the highest frequency of your essence, creating an energy field that naturally repels dense energies and attracts experiences aligned with your highest good. And if this message is touching your heart in any way, please consider supporting this channel by clicking "Thank you." This helps us continue to bring messages like this, made especially for people who, like you, feel deeply and deserve to live a full and meaningful life. Family patterns have had a profound influence on how you relate to the world. You grew up observing dynamics that may not have been the healthiest, absorbing beliefs about relationships, money, and self-esteem that do not necessarily serve your highest good. Many of the fears you carry today were inherited from previous generations, passed down not through words but through behaviors and emotional atmospheres. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward breaking them. You are not condemned to repeat the mistakes or limitations of those who came before you. Every conscious choice you make to act differently is an act of healing not only for yourself, but for your entire family lineage. You have the power to be the turning point, the person who breaks negative cycles and starts new patterns of abundance, love, and peace. Creativity has been a source of comfort and expression in difficult times. Whether through art, music, writing, cooking, or any other form of creative expression, you find an outlet for emotions that are sometimes difficult to process through reason alone. This creativity is not a hobby. It is a spiritual language through which your soul communicates with the world. Value this creative dimension of your personality more. In a society that often prioritizes only the practical and material aspects of existence, your artistic sensibility is a precious gift that can bring beauty, inspiration, and healing to others. Don't underestimate the transformative power of genuine creativity. It has the ability to touch hearts, change perspectives, and connect people on a deep level. Your nighttime dreams have been intense and sometimes disturbing. You wake up feeling as if you have had very real experiences, as if you have received important messages that you cannot fully decipher. These dreams are not just random products of your subconscious. They are channels through which important information reaches you. Your conscious mind is sometimes too busy with everyday concerns to receive subtle guidance, so this information comes through in your dream state. Start paying more attention to patterns and symbols that appear repeatedly in your dreams. Keep a journal by your bed and write down the details you can remember as soon as you wake up. Over time, you will begin to notice connections between your dreams and events in your waking life, developing clearer communication with the more subtle dimensions of existence. Intuition has been your internal compass, even when you don't always trust it completely. You have had premonitions that turned out to be true, felt discomfort in situations that seemed normal but later revealed problems, had impulses to make certain decisions that seemed illogical at the time, but later proved to be right. This intuitive ability is one of your greatest treasures, a gift that connects you directly to universal wisdom. Society teaches us to value only what can be proven logically, but intuition operates on frequencies more subtle than the rational mind. Learning to trust this inner wisdom is essential for navigating life with greater fluidity and precision. Your intuition will never lead you astray, but you must develop the courage to follow it even when it contradicts external expectations or internal fears. The transformations you have been experiencing are not just superficial changes in circumstances, they are profound metamorphoses of your consciousness. You are no longer the same person you were a few years ago. Your priorities have changed, your values have been refined, and your understanding of what really matters in life has deepened. These transformations are sometimes uncomfortable because they require you to strip away old versions of yourself that no longer serve your growth. There is a specific pain in the process of leaving behind aspects of our personality that we once considered fundamental to our identity. It is as if you're undergoing a symbolic death of parts of yourself so that a more evolved version can be born. This process of spiritual rebirth is natural and necessary, but it can cause confusion about who you really are in the midst of the transition. Trust the transformation process that is happening within you. Just as a butterfly cannot return to being a caterpillar after passing through the cocoon, you can no longer return to the limited versions of yourself that you have transcended. Embracing this new emerging identity requires courage, but it is the path to deeper authenticity and a life more aligned with your true purpose. Write in the comments, "I receive the light, peace, and protection that are rightfully mine." These are not words of supplication, they are words of claim. You are not asking for something you don't deserve. You're declaring your spiritual heritage. You're activating rights that have been yours since the moment your soul decided to incarnate on this plane of existence. Synchronicities have become more frequent in your life. You meet the right people at the exact moments you need them. You receive important information through unexpected sources. You experience coincidences that are statistically unlikely, but perfectly aligned with your needs at the moment. These are not coincidences. They are signs that you are increasingly aligning yourself with the natural flow of life. When you are in tune with your true purpose, the universe conspires to support your journey. Doors open where there were once only walls. Resources appear when you need them most. Opportunities arise in completely unexpected ways. This happens because you are cooperating with spiritual laws instead of resisting them. You are swimming with the current instead of against it. Your relationship with time has changed. You notice that moments of peace and joy pass quickly, while periods of difficulty seem to drag on forever. This perception of time is related to your state of consciousness. When you're present and connected with your essence, time becomes fluid and natural. When you are anxious or resisting the present moment, time becomes heavy and sluggish. Learning to live in the present is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. The past has already happened and cannot be changed. The future does not yet exist and can be influenced by your present choices. The only real moment is this one, right now, and it is in this moment that your power of creation is available. Each conscious breath is an opportunity to start over, to choose a different response, to align more deeply with who you really are. Toxic relationships from the past have left scars that still influence your current choices. You have developed defense mechanisms that were useful in those specific situations, but which may now be limiting your ability to connect authentically with people who truly deserve your trust. It is a delicate balance between learning from the past and not allowing it to imprison your future. Healing doesn't mean forgetting what happened. It means integrating those experiences in a way that they become wisdom instead of trauma. Every wound you've turned into a lesson is a victory over the circumstances that try to diminish you. You are not a victim of your past. You are a survivor who has become wise through adversity. Spirituality has taken on a more central role in your life, not necessarily through organized religions, but through a personal search for connection with something greater than yourself. You feel a need for moments of silence, contemplation, connection with nature, practices that nourish your soul beyond the material demands of everyday life. This spiritual thirst is a sign of soul maturity. You are recognizing that purely material success is not enough for a fulfilling life, that superficial connections do not satisfy your hunger for true intimacy, that external stimuli cannot replace genuine inner peace. This is a natural evolution of human consciousness, the recognition that we are spiritual beings living a material experience, not the other way around. Your spiritual gifts are manifesting themselves in increasingly clear ways. Perhaps you sense people's energies, have premonitions about future situations. Notice when someone is not being honest, or simply have a natural ability to comfort and guide others. These gifts are not coincidences or imagination. They are real abilities that can be developed and used for the greater good. Don't be afraid to acknowledge and develop these abilities. The world needs sensitive and intuitive people who can serve as bridges between the material and spiritual dimensions of existence. Your sensitivity, which sometimes feels like a burden, is actually a superpower that can bring healing and guidance to many people who are lost in the darkness of material confusion. The call you feel to something greater is not an illusion or a grand fantasy. It is the awakening of your true mission in this incarnation. You came here with a specific purpose, with unique gifts that can contribute to the collective evolution of humanity. This calling may manifest itself through a specific profession, an artistic talent, a healing ability, a skill for teaching or inspiring others, or simply through the quality of your presence in the world. We often doubt our calling because it seems too big for our perceived abilities, or because we don't know exactly how to turn it into practical reality. But true vocations don't come with detailed instruction manuals. They reveal themselves step by step, as you have the courage to follow the clues the universe leaves along your path. You don't need to have everything figured out before you start. In fact, total clarity rarely comes before action. It emerges through movement, through courageous attempts, through a willingness to adjust course as new information becomes available. Trust the process of discovery. Allow yourself to experiment. Give yourself permission to explore different possibilities without the pressure of finding the perfect answer right away. And if this message resonates with you, feel in your heart if it's time to click on the thank you button below. Your support helps us continue to bring words of light and healing to so many lives that need to hear them. The people around you don't always understand the changes you're going through. Family members may question your new priorities. Old friends may feel uncomfortable with your evolution. Colleagues may not understand why you're no longer enthusiastic about things you once considered important. This lack of understanding can create feelings of isolation and doubt about whether you're on the right path. Remember that not everyone is at the same stage of conscious evolution, and this is not a value judgment. It is simply a recognition that each person has their own pace of growth. You cannot force others to understand or approve of your journey. Your commitment is to your own authenticity, not to external validation of your choices. Write in the comments, "With every step, angels steady the ground beneath my feet." This affirmation recognizes that you do not walk alone, that there is constant spiritual support guiding and sustaining every move you make toward your highest good. Even when the path seems uncertain, there is a greater force at work organizing synchronicities and opportunities to support your journey. The issue of self-image has been a constant work in progress. Years of criticism, comparisons, and unrealistic standards have created an inner voice that often questions your worth, your abilities, and your dignity to receive good things. This critical inner voice has become so familiar that sometimes you don't even notice how it influences your decisions and limits your possibilities. Transforming this relationship with yourself is key to creating the life you truly desire. This doesn't mean developing arrogance or denying areas that need growth. It means developing a solid foundation of self-compassion and recognition of your inherent worth. You deserve to be treated kindly, especially by yourself. Notice how you talk to yourself internally. Would you use the same critical and unforgiving tone with a small child or a dear friend who is going through a difficult time? Probably not. Why then do you consider it acceptable to treat yourself this way? Developing a more loving and encouraging inner voice is an act of healing that transforms not only how you feel, but how you act in the world. Your relationship patterns are evolving. You no longer have patience for superficial connections, manipulative games, or relationships based on convenience rather than genuine affinity. This may initially result in a smaller social circle, but the quality of the connections you maintain is much deeper and more nourishing. Learn to value quality over quantity in all areas of your life: relationships, experiences, material possessions, professional commitments. It is better to have a few things that truly add value to your life than many things that only take up space and energy without offering any real benefit. Connecting with nature has become an important source of renewal and perspective. Spending time outdoors, observing natural landscapes, and being in contact with elements such as water, earth, fire, and air all serve as reminders of your connection to something much greater than everyday urban concerns. Nature operates according to rhythms and cycles that our modern society often ignores. Observing these natural patterns can teach you a lot about patience, about the beauty of gradual processes, about the wisdom of periods of retreat followed by periods of expansion. You are part of this natural system, not separate from it. Your sensitivity to the energies of your surroundings has intensified. You can sense when a place carries heavy energy or when it is imbued with positive vibrations. This ability to read energy is a gift that can help you make more informed decisions about where to invest your time and energy. Trust these subtle perceptions. Your body and intuition are sophisticated navigational tools that pick up information that your rational mind may not immediately process. If a place, person, or situation makes you uncomfortable for no obvious reason, honor that information. Your sensitivity is protection, not paranoia. We are coming to the moment of integration of everything we have discussed so far. You have been carrying burdens that were too heavy for anyone to bear alone, but now it is time to recognize that you have never really been alone. Archangel Michael has been by your side in every moment of pain, every difficult decision, every silent, tearful dawn. His presence may not have been obvious, but his protection and guidance have always been available. What you interpret as coincidences have been divine interventions in disguise, that opportunity that arose at the exact moment of greatest need. That person who showed up with exactly the words you needed to hear. That obstacle that forced you to change direction and discover a better path. None of it was chance. There is a loving intelligence organizing events to support your evolution and well-being. Your journey of healing and transformation is entering a new phase. The old patterns of suffering, the limiting beliefs about your worth, the fears that seemed insurmountable, all of these are losing their power over you. Not because the challenges have magically disappeared, but because you have developed enough inner strength and wisdom to navigate through them with more grace and confidence. Write in the comments, I am at peace, I am in light, I am protected. Let this vibration echo in your soul, for these words carry a healing frequency that can instantly transform your emotional state. When you declare that you are at peace, in light, and protected, you are aligning your energy with these realities and allowing them to manifest more fully in your experience. The gifts you carry were not given to you by chance. Your ability to feel deeply, to perceive nuances that others overlook, to offer genuine consolation, all of this is part of your spiritual equipment for fulfilling your mission in this life. The world needs people like you, who have not lost their sensitivity despite everything they have been through, who have remained compassionate even after being hurt. You are a natural healer, even if you have never thought of yourself in those terms. Healing does not happen only through medication or formal therapy. It happens through loving presence. Words of sincere encouragement, empathetic listening, and simply through the quality of energy you bring to your interactions. Every person who feels better after being with you has been touched by your gift of healing. The next phases of your life will be characterized by greater alignment between who you are and how you live. There will no longer be a need to wear masks to please others or to deny important aspects of your personality to fit into other people's expectations. You are moving toward an authenticity that brings freedom and inner peace. This emerging authenticity may initially cause turbulence in some relationships and situations that were based on less genuine versions of yourself. This is natural and necessary. Relationships that cannot honor your true essence are not relationships that serve your highest good. Allow authentic connections to replace those based on convenience or habit. The opportunities coming into your life will be different from those you have experienced before. They will be more aligned with your true values, your genuine talents, and your spiritual mission. This may mean that some traditional opportunities will lose their appeal, while possibilities that once seemed impossible will begin to become viable. Trust this process of realignment. When you're operating from your deepest truth, the universe conspires to support your efforts. Doors open, the right people appear, resources materialize, synchronicities multiply. It's not magic, it's the natural result of living in harmony with the spiritual laws that govern existence. Your intuition will continue to refine and become an increasingly reliable source of guidance. Learn to distinguish between the voice of genuine intuition and the whispers of fear or anxiety. True intuition is usually calm, clear, and accompanied by a sense of expansion or relief. Fear, on the other hand, is often urgent, confusing, and accompanied by contraction or tension. The people who will belong to the next chapter of your life are already being prepared to meet you. Some may already be present but have not yet revealed the depth of the connection you will share. Others will appear when you're ready to receive them. Keep your heart open to authentic connections, but do not force relationships that do not flow naturally. Your legacy in this life will not be measured solely by the external achievements you accumulate, but mainly by the love you share, the healing you facilitate, and the light you radiate. Every moment of genuine kindness, every gesture of authentic compassion, every word of sincere encouragement contributes to this invisible but powerful legacy. Before we part ways in this conversation, I want you to know that our connection does not end here. Archangel Michael remains available whenever you need guidance, protection, or simply a reminder that you are loved unconditionally. You can invoke his presence through prayer, meditation, or simply through the sincere intention to connect with this source of love and wisdom. If this message has touched your heart in some profound way, if you have felt recognition, hope, or simply relief in knowing that you are not alone, I would like to invite you to be part of this community of light. Subscribe to this channel not only to receive more messages like this, but to connect with others who, like you, are on journeys of healing and transformation. Share in the comments what this conversation awakened in you, what insights emerged, what hopes were rekindled. Your story may be exactly what someone else needs to hear in order to not give up on their own path. Together, we create a spiritual support network that transcends physical distances and touches hearts that need to remember their own inner light.